Gamecast from MSN.
Hello dear listener, welcome to another MSN Gamecast. My name is Ian Lee and boy is it good to be here with you guys today. I'm joined as always by Nicholas Taylor. Hello Nick.
Hello there.
Verity, I don't know your last name.
Burns.
Oh, is that you?
That's me.
I wondered if Verity Burns also kept emailing me. I just keep dismissing them. I should warn you, dear listener, that Verity is a little bit grumpy.
I'm not grumpy.
Well, I've been sat here for 5 minutes and all you've done is moan about how you're achy.
I am aching.
Tell us why you're aching. It's relevant to this. It's not just, I've been miserable.
I've been playing the UFC personal trainer game, which is a Connect game.
Doesn't sound like much of a game, though.
Well, no, it's a game for Connect. So
right.
It's like a workout game, and it's taking on. It's a strength. You can either work on strength, cutting weight, or increasing kind of like your muscle mass and all that kind of stuff.
Which one are you going for?
Going for cutting weight, of course. I'm a woman, and a woman getting married soon, so,
A very slim woman, it has to be said. I don't want to, tread. I know you girls are bonkers about things like that. And what did you say? What? But, but you're not doing this, come on, let's be honest. You're not doing this to look good. You're doing this because there's cash at stake in a trip to Vegas.
Well, there's a thing
Let's be honest.
it's an industry challenge. So I think there's about 30 journalists taking part, and the person who you had to send a picture of you before and a picture of you after 30 days, and you're supposed to kind of take part in the doing the UFC personal trainer kind of every day. I think you get one rest day a week, and then at the end of it, whoever looks the best from like before and after wins £1,000 on a trip to Vegas. So it's worth giving him my best.
It's an odd thing to be judged on, though, just on looks, because surely I was saying before that you'll just all be pushing your stomachs out in the first one and slouching, and in the last picture you'll be breathing in and at a slight angle and standing up straight.
Yeah, that's probably the
trick. It should teach you how to fight, really, shouldn't it? And then you could have a big face-off.
Well, yeah.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Massive cage fight.
That would be
winner
brilliant.
takes all. The last one standing.
I don't fancy my chances against some of the blokes, I have to say.
Well, it depends how hard you train, I suppose. Yeah.
Ultimate fighting. Are you allowed to kick them in the ghoulies?
No.
You're not allowed to do it. What? That's not particularly ultimate, then, is it?
Well, that's one of the rules again.
What other rules? I've not really followed the ultimate
there
fighting.
Aren't many
apart
from that.
Downstairs is off limits.
Yeah. But it's I'm aching a lot, as I've been saying,
you told us.
over and over again. Yeah. Literally every muscle in my body is aching, so it's doing something right. But are
you feeling good for it though?
Definitely. The only thing that's slightly annoying, and it's not really the game's fault, is because I've said this about Connect before, from my living room. It's not, my living room is just a tad on the small side. So at the minute I've got it kind of angled diagonally, so I've got a little bit more space between me and the TV. So some of the ones where you go forward, like the lunges, it loses me, and I'm like, and it doesn't track.
Do you get to do any fighting in the game? Do you get to get Alex Reid in a? But he's not very good at it. But when he talks about it, he talks as though he's a good one.
The Reidinator. No.
Do you get to do any fighting in it?
Name. I haven't. You do like the moves, kind of like the grappling and the kind of the punching and the kicking, but you don't actually fight a virtual person.
What's your name?
My fighting name. I haven't even thought about that.
Feel the burns.
Yes, all right, there we go.
That sounds a bit creepy.
That does actually.
Feel the burns. Chinese burns.
Chinese burns. That sounds a bit racist. I don't know if you can call them that anymore, Chinese burns. I don't know what the etiquette is.
That's true.
They don't hurt anymore either.
Really?
Yeah, if you're an adult, do one to me, Nick. Go on, do one. And really give it some, okay? He's actually going to give it... Okay. I mean, that's a little bit, but... It's not really...
It's not really flinching. That's
it's not when you're like 9. That is the worst thing you can do. But that's just like that was. I mean, you've actually got stronger hands than I was expecting there, so it stings a bit. But it's not as bad as you remember it.
No.
Have you been playing anything else, or have you just been UFCing yourself?
I've been UFCing a lot, but I have been playing a couple of other things.
Yeah, go on.
I got Zelda, Ocarina of Time for the 3DS.
3D, okay.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's just nice to have Zelda kind of back on the handheld,
it's
really.
A fantastic game, the original. Yeah. GameCube. It was GameCube, wasn't it?
N64, wasn't it?
You're right, yes, I think. Yes, N64.
Yeah, so it's quite, you've got the 3D there, which you can, give or take, really. It's obviously it's there if you want to use it, but you can obviously with
Does
the 3DS.
Does it add anything to the game? Probably not.
I don't think it really adds. I mean, it makes some of the environments look a lot more impressive and things like that. But I've been known to turn it off or scale it right down.
Great to have it on a handheld, but
great to have it back on a handheld.
3D. There's been a lot of weird complaints as well. People saying that it deactivates the Wi-Fi. Because you know the 3DS has got this thing where you can kind of link up with people when you walk past them and all this, and all the geeks go, "Oh, my Wi-Fi has been deactivated," and Nintendo have had to come out and go, "Yeah, so what? What's your problem with that, kids? It's meant to do that. I don't know why it's meant to do that, but it seems a little."
What, that one particular game?
Just that one particular game deactivates the Wi-Fi, and they've issued a statement saying, "And so what?" But it just it's an odd thing. But the 3D not adding anything
I just
particularly.
think sometimes like the sequences where the characters are chatting and stuff like that, that's quite nice to watch it. But when I'm actually playing it, it doesn't add that much. I'm more enjoying having it on a handheld. Yes. It's quite nice, and the controls are intuitive, and just as you can customise them, just the same as you could on the N64. So
excellent game. We're coming on later on to a point that someone raised on. I think it was on Twitter about games that you couldn't complete. Yes, Tim McK83. We'll talk later on. That was a game that I found too hard to complete, and I gave up. Really, but I saw a friend of mine complete it. I saw him do the last battle or whatever it was and finish it. We'll talk about that more a bit later on. Anything else? Verity.
Yes. Shadows of the Damned.
Carry on.
The Mikami Suda51 collaboration. It hasn't done very well, actually, from what I've seen, like sales-wise. I think it's done about 24,000
compared to nothing.
Compared to like LA Noire doing 400 and something thousand.
Yeah.
So it's done really, really poorly. I've not played much of it. I only started it this week, the week just gone. I've got to play a little bit more, I think. I found the humour a little bit kind of schoolboy, not quite as bad as Duke Nukem, but it's pretty. It's some of it's just like kind of oh come on, enough of that. Yeah. But and the other thing I found is like the camera. I struggle with the camera. It's almost zoomed too far in. You can never pan back. So you think you've killed everything. And you're like, what's going on? Then you turn around and something's like nibbling at your arm or something. So that's the only thing.
Is that how they attack you?
No,
they
don't. No.
That would be a great game.
It's like those fish. Have you seen those fish that eat your feet?
Yeah.
Oh, my mum had that done the other day.
Oh, but apparently you don't know. You have to go like 7 or 8 times for it to have any effect.
Oh, really?
You can't notice.
It was rubbish. Then she only went once.
Do you study your mum's feet?
She took a video of it.
Oh.
She took her mobile camera in, and she videoed the fish swimming.
Oh, I can't imagine it.
It's wrong. Is that not cruel to fish? Is that cruelty to fish to have them eat your mum's manky feet? No disrespect to your mum. I'm sure she has lovely feet, but a mum's manky
it does sound
feet.
A little cruel, doesn't it?
That can't be right.
She did bring that question up actually about whether the fish ever got to go swim in a tank instead of in this nasty.
And do they eat? I mean, if you were in a bath of them, would they eat? Would they nibble your arms? Would they eat any part of it?
It's
just
dry
the feet?
Skin, I think, that they go for. It's the dry skin
I have been playing this month. I have I've not played a lot. I've been playing a bit of Fear 3.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. I've not played that.
It's good. It's good. In as much as you're running around shooting things.
Is it scary?
I don't. You know this. I don't think there's ever such a thing as a scary game.
That's why I'm asking. It's
not scary. No. It's dark. In as much as it's one of those games which seems to be the fashion at the moment, is before you start, alter your brightness on your television until you can only just see these symbols.
Oh, that's the same as Shadows of the Damned.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I get really anxious when you do that because I'm thinking, God, if I do it too dark, I'm not going to see things. If I do it too light, I'm not going to get the full effect of the game. So I spend literally 10 minutes going, oh, I think that's right. And I get my wife and I go, can you see these? And so that makes me anxious. I don't like that in a game. Just set it up so we can play, for goodness sakes. But it's good. Again, it's quite linear. I'm getting a bit bored of these games. It's good. Okay, I'll say that. It's good, and I've been playing it and I've enjoyed it and I would recommend it. But I'm getting, all these games are a bit samey now where you run around and it's dark and you're shooting and then you've got to go and get the key and you run back and you get the key and you open the door and there's someone shouting and you shoot them and... we need a 3D one of those using Kinect would be awesome.
Yeah,
that's what we're waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. Don't speak for all of us. That would take the genre to the next level, I think, and give us something a little bit different. Bending, creeping around corners, looking, holding up pretend gun, pretending.
That would be cool. That would, like something that really uses Kinect in a clever way like that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But it's a good game. you know.
Yeah.
I don't think it does anything particularly new with the genre, but it's good.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Cool.
So there you go. Sounding vaguely non-committal, I think. Trying to sound a bit positive. Nick, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Child of Eden.
Oh, yeah.
Which is still on the Kinect tack.
Yes. What did you reckon? Because I loved it.
Yeah, it's by far the best use of Kinect that I've seen so far. I'm not really into the whole party game genre that much. So this really gives you something else, and it really draws you into the game, having that Kinect experience attached to it. So I thought it was great. It's sold really poorly, unfortunately. As far as I can tell.
They've thrown a lot of money at it.
And it's been nowhere in the charts, which is a shame. So if you're wavering and you've got a Kinect, I think it's an essential purchase.
It's the first game,
really.
I think, that really uses the Kinect in an imaginative, not so obvious way. I didn't think it would do very well. I went to one of the launches of it, and they had for a while. They had like this shop front in the street in Soho, maybe Dean Street or something, and they were there every day, kind of selling it and plugging it and pushing it. They didn't send me my free copy. Maybe that's where they wrote one. But it is just that slightly. I mean, it's the same as Rez. Rez didn't sell, I don't think, when it first came out. It's a bit too Japanesey, a bit too culty, a bit too geeky. It's not going to appeal to a mass market, but that's a shame. Yeah. Because it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's going to end up being one of those cult games, isn't it? Where you get a core group of people who recognise how great it is. No one else ever even hears of it, really. There's another one like that in that kind of category that's just come out on Xbox Live, Deadly Premonitions.
Oh, okay, go on.
Have you heard of this?
No.
And I haven't played it, and I'm quite moved to go play it now, because when it came out, it had this huge range of review scores from some places saying, it's fantastic, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, to others saying it's pretty much the worst game I've ever played, and giving it
I
a 2.
like it when there's that much difference.
So it's like one of those really divisive games, and it's turned it into a real cult title in the same way. And you can get that now download for about 15 quid or so.
What happens in it? What's the premise?
It's some crazy kooky Japanese game that I don't know an awful lot more about it apart from the mad sort of reception around it. But it would be great to hear if anyone's already played it, if they want to come onto the Facebook page.
Now's a good time to plug the Facebook page. What is is it got an address?
It certainly does, yeah. It's facebook.com/MSN Gamecast. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on Deadly Premonitions if you have played it, and whether it is worth playing or whether those bad reviews were justified.
And you can go there and post anything, by the way. And we, all three of us, go on there and we chat, and we're very friendly. So if you want to go and join up and tell us what you want to hear in the show, or comment on anything we said, then do. That would be nice.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Nicholas? I'm calling you Nicholas today. I don't know why. I'm feeling very formal.
That's fine. It makes me feel important.
Good. Well, you are important. You are important.
Thanks very much. And the other game that I've been playing...
Oh, thank you.
Call of Juarez.
No.
Call of Juarez.
The Cartel.
Yeah.
Which, review copy just came through the other day. Slap that in, and meh.
Oh, it's a meh. Yeah. It's a meh out of 10.
It is. This comes back to what you were saying just a minute ago about moving games on and let's do something a bit different. Because how many games have I played now where it's a first-person shooter and I'm running around and there's a load of enemies ahead of me hiding behind a few barrels and crates and stuff, and I've got to take them out. Maybe I'll lob a couple of grenades or something like that. And it handles
I love
a lot like Call of Duty. And oh god, I've seen it all before. And all of the characters in it are just these cardboard cutouts. Like the one cool thing about the Cartel is that you can play it as 3-player co-op. So there's 3 core characters. You pick each one, and your experience of the game is slightly different depending on which one you pick. So that's quite nice in the co-op side of it. If you do play it with other human players, then you have that interaction. You get given some little secret missions that you have to try and accomplish without the other players realising what you're up to.
Okay, that's nice.
So that's quite neat. But if you're playing it on your own, just with the AI is so stupid.
Of course.
And it just barks at you the whole time, going, why aren't you shooting them? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing... Get in cover! It shouts, get in cover at you all the time.
Get knotted!
Absolutely.
I'd say something a little bit stronger if I was at home, but for this I'll keep it clean.
Well, yeah, you should have heard what I was saying to it last night while I was playing it. Well, all the time, this AI character...
Just imagine Nick getting really angry with his Xbox or whatever. Shut up! Shut up! Doing the best I can!
There was quite a bit of that, it must be said. But the AI character who stood right in the middle of this pathway absorbing all of the bullets from the enemies, still barking at me to get him covered, even though I'm hiding behind a box or something.
That's lazy. In 2000 and what are we at 9 or 11 now? 2011. That's lazy to have AI like that, isn't it? Really,
very lazy. The whole game just has all of these bits in it that feel unfinished. The font of the text that comes up looks like it's from some mid-80s Spectrum game. It's this really blocky, chunky font, and just little things like that aren't polished, and it's really not good enough when you're charging someone 40 quid for a game, I don't think. So, yeah, at its core, a couple of things that it's trying to do that are quite interesting, the three-player co-op being the main one, but overall just I've seen it all before. So, yeah, disappointed with that one, to be honest. And yeah, that's been about it for me because it's been pretty quiet. There's not.
It has been quiet, hasn't it? And a lot of the stuff I found for us to talk about is all it's all a bit businessy and a bit finance and dollars and people quitting and all of the politics of the games, which are kind of fun. You know, it's interesting to see what's going on, but there's not really a lot happening games-wise. So
no,
let's leave it there. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Bye-bye. No, let's not. You mentioned the UFC you've been doing, Verity.
Yes.
And this I have been over. The world since we last met has been overtaken by this thing called Zumba, and it's now a Zumba fitness on the Wii. I'm guessing that's number one. It's been number one for ages.
Yeah.
What the hell is Zumba? I'm looking at you because you're a woman. I have no idea what Zumba is. I've got friends that do Zumba. And they say, "Oh, we're off to a Zumba class now. See you later." And I can't go, "Hey, what's Zumba?" I don't know what Zumba because I want to look cool. I go, "Oh yeah, nice one, enjoy it." But what is it?
Well, Zumba is a dance fitness aerobics thing. It was started in Colombia. It's kind of like a Latin
Zumba from Colombia. I like it.
Yes, and then the guy who actually started it was an aerobics instructor. Had forgotten his tape that he was supposed to be doing. Used to teach his class. Went and got a tape out of his car. So the story goes of Latin American music. Put it in, and that's how it started. He brought it over to America, and then it kind of boomed from there. And it's like Latin hip hop salsa infused, and it's a very, very fast.
So it's like the latest. You can follow it from. Remember Taibo? Was Taibo something?
Oh, yeah, I've got some Taibo DVD.
I have as well. Yeah.
So Taibo was like boxing and aerobics.
Kickboxing, wasn't it?
Then Pilates was like aerobics and yoga. Was that?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
And then I don't know. And then now Zumba is the latest in that chain of.
Zumba Fitness came out for Kinect a while ago. I got that a while ago. Got it sent through, but it's just since it was available on the Wii. The sales have rocketed because I think people are, even though there's a lot of Kinects out there, there's obviously more Wii's out.
Right, okay, sorry, go on.
Yeah, it was on Kinect. It was released in Kinect first.
Okay.
And only just released on Wii probably in the last couple of months. And that's why it's been number one
for ages
in the all formats chart for 5 weeks now, beating off Harry Potter this week. And but 90% of those sales are Wii related.
Am I the only person that's never seen or read a Harry Potter book in this room? Anybody? Film or book?
I haven't. I have seen a couple of films at Christmas.
I've read 3 of the books and seen all of the
But you're like an adult, yeah? You're not 15 or 12 or something?
Yes.
Because they're for kids.
Yes.
They're for kids.
Yeah, but don't you ever see the ones that had the adult covers?
That's the great marketing ploy that is.
That was brilliant.
It's like my son's favourite book is called Clip Clop, right? It's about a horse that goes around a farm and all the animals want to ride on the horse's back and then they get thrown off. Are you saying that if that were in an adult cover...
Love it.
You would go and buy Clip Clop?
Sounds amazing.
It is a good book, actually. I'll bring it in one day. You have a look at it. But I've never seen, and everyone's going, the last Harry Potter film, it's a bit dark. So what? I'm a 38-year-old man. I'm not going to watch that.
I don't know how old I was when the book first came out, but I mean, the film's been going for 10 years. The books have been out for longer than that.
Yeah.
And so probably when the first one came out, I was about 14, 15.
Right. Don't rub it.
Jeez. Why did you have to say that for?
Sorry. I'm back.
Unbelievable. Is your mum waiting outside to take you home? You've got to get up to school in the morning. But you mentioned the Harry Potter game, and that has had, I think, pretty poor reviews, as all movie tie-ins do. Harry Potter, and I read a review of Captain America?
Oh, Captain America, yeah.
I think, and they both had poor reviews because they always, we've mentioned this is one of our bugbears, or one of my bugbears, is that movie tie-ins never work. It's a shame. It would be really good if at one point a studio said we are going to spend a lot of time and a lot of money on this movie time. Wouldn't it be great if the Captain America or the Harry Potter game was really innovative and wasn't kind of just a lazy retelling of the story with a few kind of stupid games? And I've not played either, so again, Facebookers, if you have a different experience, but I've read a couple of reviews of both, and they've both gone meh.
Meh. Exactly. I think they have to turn these games around so quickly.
Yeah.
The film studio will set their date that the movie's coming out, and then suddenly the developer has to fit their game around that schedule as well, and so they get 6 months to make a game or something. And yeah, surprise, it tends to be rubbish. So
talking of movie tie-ins, going the other way around, a game that I think was 1978, maybe 1979, Space Invaders. They're finally going to make a movie.
We've all been waiting for it, haven't we?
My life will be complete.
I swear we've spoken about this before, because then I always say they're supposedly making a movie about Pac-Man, but I don't get how these can be. These can work.
It's just, for goodness sakes, why? There's going to be a movie of Space Invaders, apparently, but let's be honest, Space Invaders was so innovative at the time, and there's the stories that they, in Japan they ran out of 10 yen coins because everyone was plugging it into the machine. You play it now, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
And I love my retro games. I love them. You cannot play that game for more than 30 seconds before going, what else you got? It is boring. Really boring.
Well,
but
how on earth are you going to make a movie from it? But yeah, apparently they've put the money down. They've secured the license.
Put their 10 yen down. Their 10 pence coins.
They're actually going to make this film. Not only that, they're also making one of asteroids.
I read they're making one of Missile Command. Is someone just winding us up? Is it someone's going, hey, you can put this out, get a bit of nonsense. See who bites this one. Oh, the MSN Gamecast suckers have bought. I said suckers.
They'll go for
They've
it.
bought this rubbish. You say asteroids. I could see that actually being a not bad.
Really?
If you're in like a little, like you're in a Bruce Willis. All right, imagine it. Right, Bruce Willis is in a spaceship, right, with like a hot 23, 24-year-old girl. They're going to make love at some point in the film. I hate to ruin the story for you, but that's going to happen, even though he's 60. And they're in this tiny spaceship, and the mothership is hyperspaced out, right? And they're on their own, and they're surrounded by asteroids. They've only got a certain amount of fuel. They've got one hyperspace, but they don't know where that's going to make them land. They could land in an asteroid if it happens, and they can only sort of turn around, and they've only got enough fuel to get off a bit.
You're selling me, actually.
It's not now. Sold like that, right? That is not bad. Keira Knightley, Bruce Willis, in a spaceship, shooting asteroids. I'm in.
Like it.
Totally in. Now.
All right, so what do we do with Space Invaders?
That I'm a bit lost. Facebookers, could you tell us? I've come up with a genuinely good plan for the Asteroids film. Facebookers, please tell us. Give us. That's actually not a bad idea. That's your main homework this week, dear listener, is to tell us what would be an acceptable plot for a Space Invaders movie.
Yep. We want a cast list as well.
Yes.
Who's going to star in it?
Yep, definitely. That's not bad.
And a tagline for the movie poster.
There we go.
We can just do all their work for
And
them.
I tell you what we'll do. Here we go. This is it. We're going to have a witness competition. We're going to be the judges, so you can't sue us or anything. And the winner can have my Xbox copy of Duke Nukem. There we go. There you cannot say fair. That's a genuine, once in a lifetime offer. All three of us will sign it. Imagine how worthless that will be. A vandalised copy of one of the worst games in the last 10 years. We'll do that. The post on the Facebook, and the best one will win.
I can see the entries flooding in already.
What else have we got? Bungie have kind of said goodbye to Halo, and there's been a couple of Halo stories. One is that the Bungie have written this open letter to their fans saying, we're sorry to see it go, but actually it's not that bad a thing. We're looking for... And they've been very mysterious and promising something new and exciting. We can't tell you what, but it's going to take gaming to a new level, and it's a whole new universe for us, and it's all that kind of talk. Which it could be, bluff and bluster, or it could be, they've delivered before. They might be able to deliver again. You never know.
They've got to have something else good coming, surely. You would have thought so. I mean, they've spent a decade working on Halo, so they must feel ready to move on to something.
Do you know, in some ways, I reckon it must be kind of a relief for them to kind of let it go. Not financially, because it's a cash cow, but it must be to say, actually, that is off our hands. We can go and do something completely different.
Yeah. And they've established this bulletproof reputation now as well, that whatever they do come up with next is going to have a really positive reception.
And I can't remember, I think it may have been Microsoft themselves have said that the last Halo games have suffered because who's the main guy in Halo? My mind's got a blank.
Master Chief,
because Master Chief. I keep wanting to say Master Chef. That's where my block is, because Master Chef isn't in them, and they said, you know what, maybe a mistake has been made with this, and it needs to have MasterChef in it.
Yeah, I saw that as well, and they were saying that the series had lost its way because you didn't get to play as Master Chief. And
I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
I'd probably agree in terms of ODST.
Yeah.
But Halo Reach, I thought I really enjoyed it. I thought that was a really strong game. Had the traditional feel of a Halo game about it, which was maybe had been lost before. But I really enjoyed Reach. So. I don't know. It's clearly a sign of where Halo 4 is going. Anyway, you will once again play as Master Chief. And, I guess it will be a little bit back to the very first couple.
I think we'll sell bucket loads and we'll play it and we will enjoy it, but we'll go, if only there was something new going on.
Absolutely.
When is the what's it called? The Wii Woo? No, the Wii Moo.
The Wii U.
Wii U, that's it. Wii Woo's a much better name, isn't it?
Wii Move.
Well, that's 2012, isn't it? That's coming out. I finally see some pictures of it, and it looks. I like the controller.
It looks bonkers.
It does look bonkers. It looks nice, man. It looks very sexy, and I can see that working. I can see people for a while going, this is a bit odd, but I can see it kind of working. A games developer has said that there'll be no Xbox 720. Even the name gets me feeling a little bit sexy. And no PlayStation 4 until 2014 at the earliest.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I think this was him kind of speaking. I don't know who it was. Sorry, Fact fans. But I think it was him kind of speaking off his own back, but saying it will be so unlikely for them to release anything before then.
Yeah. Because I saw another rumour the other day that a new Xbox would be announced at next year's E3.
2012.
And then would be on the shelves the follling year, 2013.
Oh, okay.
Which, is a complete rumour.
Of course.
There's no basis for any of this, but it would tie in a little bit with something that we were talking about before about the Windows 8 thing, about these rumours that you could play Xbox games.
We've not mentioned that yet on the Gamecast. The Windows 8 is apparently... rumours, and I've just had quite a good idea of what we need to do. Windows 8, you can play Xbox games on it. That's the rumour. I don't know if that's going to be... What are they saying? What, you can just put an Xbox disc in and that will...
Well, this was what I was thinking. Maybe the whole thing ties together that way then.
Right.
That you've got... Because I've seen some of the demos are online of Windows 8, some of the early demos of what it can do. And it looks a lot like the Xbox dashboard does at the moment. And quite a lot like Windows Phone as well, with these tiles that you swipe across. And so, I don't know, I'm just speculating, but maybe this platform will stretch across all of the Microsoft stuff. So you have it on your PC, on your phone, and also on your Xbox. And so maybe it's a bit of a leap to say that Xbox 360 games can be played on your PC, but maybe the next generation of Xbox games you can. And then you can just log into them from wherever you are, which would be really cool.
It would be wicked.
If you could just be sat playing on your laptop.
The internet is full of rumours, and I've got an idea of what we need to do. And again, Facebookers, you can help us with this. We need to come up with a rumour, and we need to see if we can get it out there as fact.
Yeah.
We need to see if we can get a rumour in at least one press release or one magazine or one online website or something like that.
Now's a good time to do it as well.
It's all quiet.
There's no news.
There's nothing happening.
Yeah, we can make something up.
Facebookers, here we go. This is your second challenge. And there's a lot of homework this month, so bear with us. We need you to come up with a nonsense but believable, plausible rumour that we can then fire out. We can fire it out on the hashtags on Twitter. I can fire it on Twitter. We can put it on the Facebook page. We can kind of send it out. I'll mention it on the radio show. I'll mention it in the Retro Gamer article as well. We need a plausible rumour that we can start and that people will buy.
Great.
So it can be about the Xbox 720, the PlayStation 4. It can be about a game franchise. Anything you can think of. Post it on the Facebook page. What is the Facebook page again, please, Sam?
Facebook page, facebook.com/MSN Gamecast.
Post it on the Facebook page. We will pick one and we will make that rumour fact. Well, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah.
What else have we got? We've done the Space Invader film. We've done Halo. Oh, now here was you can tell it's a slow month because I'm going to talk about a survey that Doritos did. And I've mentioned their name, which I never normally do in these ridiculous grabs for attention. A survey shows that female gamers prefer gaming over sex. Verity.
Oh, it's a little bit ridiculous, isn't it? Basically, they listed a load of kind of pastimes, if you like.
Yeah. Sex is a pastime. Not at my house, it's not.
And ladies had to vote if they, what they liked, and they had, there was sex, there was gaming, there was having a bath, like all loads of weird stuff. And 83% of women said they liked gaming online, and only 72, 4, 6, something like that, said they liked sex. So
if only there was some way of combining both, then everybody would be happy.
I suspect this could be the knowing, because we have a casual gaming section on MSN Games website for kind of like the browser games and Farmerama and all that kind of stuff. I suspect it's that kind of gaming that this may be.
It was online games that they were talking about, but what I didn't get about it was that they surveyed these women, and half of them said, "Oh yeah, we like playing online games." Yeah. So then they surveyed that half again,
right,
and said, "So how many of you enjoy playing online games?" And 84% said, "Yes, I do." So there's 16% of these women who are playing online games despite hating it. What's going on there?
So what does that say about the woman who are having sex then? Maybe, it's just
well, there you go.
Like, grin and bear it. Well, we've all been there, I think.
It's just a ridiculous.
It's ridiculous and not based on science at all, which is,
And what have Doritos got to do with it as well?
Oh, they've released a viral game, Facebook game for. Have you seen the advert with the man who throws the Doritos chip?
No. Okay, right.
Anyway, it's a game.
Also,
a Facebook game.
After having sex, there's nothing more I like than to have a bowl of Doritos. That's all the nonsense I've come up with. It is a slow month. I tell you what, on the Facebook page, you've posted trailers for the new Batman game.
A couple of games, we've had some good video coming through.
And that, again, go to the Facebook page, because Nick and Verity are very keen and very good at putting up exclusive clips and trailers and bits and pieces like that, so it's well worth having a look.
Absolutely, yeah. There was the other day we were the first to have the reveal of the Riddler in Batman Arkham City. So that piece is up, and we've also got an ongoing thread of exclusive stuff from Deus Ex Human Revolution, which is some behind-the-scenes video of how the game's been put together and what the main strands of the gameplay are. And those are really cool. That game's looking really good, actually, really solid.
When is that due out, the Deus Ex?
That is coming out end of August.
Oh, okay, so you're not long to go.
Yeah, it's pretty soon. One of the first big games of the second half of the year.
Yep.
Some good stuff there. And another thing, going back to the movie thing as well, which I thought was worth bringing up, was Uncharted, the movie.
Oh yes, we were talking about this before. Go on.
Yeah, and we've spoken about it on previous Gamecasts, because I remember you weren't too impressed that Mark Wahlberg.
He's the worst actor in the world. How does that man get jobs?
Well, there we go. He was in place as Nathan Drake, and as far as we know, still is. But the thing that's changed is the director. David Russell was the director before, no longer is, citing creative differences.
Well, you then told me the plot that he had come up with, saying, "Well, this is a terrible plot," and I'm sitting there going, "This sounds awesome."
All right, well, here's the plot.
Verity, you can be the judge of this.
Okay.
You can, good or bad.
You decide. Russell's vision for the film would have seen Wahlberg playing Nathan Drake as a member of a family of antique traders.
Go on, who are his family? Go on.
In his family is his father, Robert De Niro, and his uncle, Joe Pesci.
Fantastic, yeah, exactly.
And they all go on some crime-busting rampage around
So it's
the
like
world.
Lovejoy with guns.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There we go, you see, it's an awesome
Brilliant.
film.
But it's got nothing to do with Uncharted.
Imagine going to see a double bill of that and Asteroid the movie. with Bruce Willis and Keira Knightley. What an evening that would be.
I'd turn up halfway through. I'm into Asteroids and movie. That's cool. I'm sold on that.
It does have nothing to do with Uncharted, though. I don't understand that. That's
Uncharted
the only...
with Bobby De Niro. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it at all. So that's hopefully.
But it does sound like a brilliant film. Uncharted aside.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You can make that film.
Amazing.
All right. Yeah. Call it Lovejoy. Call it Lovejoy, and then Mark Wahlberg is Lovejoy, and
Mark Wahlberg is
Robert De Niro's Tinker.
Who was the other one in Lovejoy? There was like the other, because there was the other fella in it. I don't really care. I just been thinking. Actually, I'm thinking about something I don't care about. Terrible problem. It's kind of all slightly thrown together today, and I do apologise, but sometimes
let's
the
go
best
through
ones.
some of the comments that we've had on the Facebook pages, which very grateful for people coming to follow us on there.
Oh, here we go. Talking about the Batman Arkham City Riddler trailer. Andrew Winter says, "It looks like you're tasked to get people out of Saw-type scenarios that the Riddler has set up. probably be good, but maybe a bit linear for my tastes. I'm more of a sandbox man myself. Well, the first Batman was kind of linear. It made you feel that you had a bit more freedom than perhaps you did, but it was an awesome... I abandoned that halfway through and didn't go back to it.
Go back?
Oh, I'm going to go back to it. Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
A lot of games kind of came out at the same time, and I think Beatles Rock Band came out, and that's what distracted me.
It was a really busy
I will
time.
go back and have some of that.
Yeah. And the second half of it is really strong as well. Actually, the story really kicks in. But yeah, I think this one is going to be more sandbox than the first, actually, because you are in this whole walled-off area of the city,
right.
So you've got all of that to play with.
Yeah.
And from some of the demos and trailers that have been shown, the skills of Batman in getting around the city have been improved as well. The flying from high areas and all of that has really been worked on. So I think it will probably still have that linearity underneath it, but it is quite well hidden.
Chris Barnard talked about the Battlefield 3, Gears of War 3, Elder Scrolls, Halo. Is there anything new out this year, or indeed next? Please don't get me wrong. There are games there I will be playing. I would just like something new. Is there anything out there? Well, we have entered the world of the sequels, and sequels that don't really take us any further than the previous game. It is. You get your big brand, and of course, they spend millions of dollars and millions of pounds. They want to get as much out of it as they can, but gaming's a little bit dull. Apart from LA Noire, which may not have been your cup of tea, and I've not gone back to it actually since we last spoke, but was exciting because it was innovative and something different and a whole new take on video gaming. It's all got a little bit... This year has been a little bit repetitive.
Yeah, but there are some huge sequels coming out, and some really exciting ones, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already touched on Uncharted.
Yeah.
Uncharted 3, I think it's going to be a really good title for a huge PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
Skyrim, which some other people have mentioned on the Facebook page, looks awesome. Have you seen any of the trailers?
No, I haven't
for
seen
Skyrim
it.
Yeah, go and check those out,
Right.
because it looks beautiful. It's a whole new game engine running the whole thing underneath, and the graphics on it look absolutely spectacular. So, although these are sequels, they're almost moving things on. I think we're getting to that stage.
Good.
Of these consoles now, where they're really stretching out everything they can do, and you see them working at their absolute maximum. So,
By the way, sorry, going off on a tangent, I got Portal 2 yesterday. I've not played it yet, but
there we go.
I'm going to have a little session this week. I will let you know.
Well, we talk about sequels that are awesome, and that is definitely one of them. So,
now, someone we mentioned this briefly. Tim Mc83 tweets to you. All right, mate. Can you discuss what games, I don't know if this is his voice, but I don't know, what games, if any, you gave up on as they were too difficult to complete? Me, Mario 64. You've never played Mario 64.
I haven't. Am I allowed to stay?
You haven't?
I haven't.
Get out. Both of you. You have no right to be in here. It was one of the most innovative, groundbreaking games of all time.
Yeah, well, I say I've never
There we
played
go.
it.
Let's look
I've
up.
played it for an hour or two because my friend had an N64.
Yeah.
I never owned
I
an
didn't
N64.
have an N64 either.
Wow.
No.
You were probably about 12 when they came out, Verity, knowing you and your history. But you
I
never
mean,
played
my
it.
He was
age.
too busy reading Harry Potter.
Mario 64 I never completed because it was great fun for a few hours, then suddenly the difficulty level just ramped up and I could never... I very rarely finish games, if I'm honest.
We're
Finishing
having
games
this
is a new
conversation.
phenomenon for me. And I kind of get a bit bored, or something else comes out, or I just...
Well, we just get so many games. It's
Yeah.
unless you're going to literally spend every waking hour playing games, no way we could finish everything we get.
Well, there's this obsession with making games long these days.
Yeah.
A lot of games seem to get judged purely on the length of the gameplay on them. And so if you don't bring out a game that's 20 hours long, it's considered too short. But yeah, that's 20 hours if you're playing it end to end, and you're probably going to have to replay bits because you die or whatever. So that's an awful lot of time you've got to sink into that game. So it's quite hard to get to the end of a game, and for a game to keep you engaged all the way through as well, I think.
But yeah, finishing a game has never really been the important thing for me, and I never, if I abandon a game or don't go back to it, I don't feel I'm missing something. I had the fun while I was playing it, but finishing it isn't the reason for
It
me.
used to be a big thing for me when I was younger playing games, but less so now. But I was saying the only one I think I gave up on Alex Kidd, Miracle World. I've completed it since, but I did give up on it when I was younger, and my stepdad completed it. I watched him complete it, and I was like, oh! And I gave up on Maniac Mansion,
Right.
which was the one before Day of the Tentacle. I had that on the NES. I never had it on the... it was kind of my first kind of point and click.
Yeah.
And I gave up on that. But then again ended up playing it later on and finishing it. But
first game I completed, I think, was Strikers Run 2 on the BBC. I remember completing it and and maybe that's why I don't complete them anymore, because I remember just feeling a bit, that's that. And then I kind of tried to get into completing games. Halo Wars, the first one, I got right to the end, and there was just one jump I couldn't do in a buggy, and I did it for like about a week, and I went, do you know what? I don't really need to see what happens. This is it, So
I can't remember which one it was that a long time. It was one on the NES, I think, or it might have even been on the Master System. But it was a game I completed, and all it was it was like the end screen. I was like, oh. Well, that was great.
Bad endings.
Yeah, you just thought, I've done all of that work,
what they used to
and
do,
you've just given me the end.
See, that's kind of quite. What they used to do on the BBC and Commodore, and sometimes on the SNES, was they go, well done, you've completed it. Now try it again, but a bit harder.
Yeah,
and it'd be a little bit faster, and there'd be more bosses and more bullets, and you go, really, is that the best you've got? You do kind of expect some sort of magical reward for doing it, and you get. You might get like on one of the Splinter Cells, you get like a little bonus epilogue or something.
I remember completing Sonic the Hedgehog, and isn't that where they released all of the animals?
Oh yeah, it turns into a Disney movie.
Yeah. That's fun.
20 years of Sonic.
Oh yeah, it has been 20 years
of Sonic. Incredible. We don't do plugs for other things, but there's an excellent issue of Retro Gamer, which has got a whole Sonic special. I was just reading about it, and you just kind of think, wow, that's a lot of my life wasted playing that little idiot. So yeah, you can tell us on the Facebook. The fact that someone has posted on Facebook, haven't they? Games that are Paul Stoner, unusual name. A game I would have given up after 5 minutes is Brink. What's Brink? I don't know what Brink is.
Oh, it's that
new game that's had terrible reviews, isn't it?
It has really, yeah. It's it had a bit of a mixed reception.
I gave it about, because I tweeted that I wanted to get a new game, and I said, "Was Brink any good?" Because I like the posters.
Yeah, the posters.
The posters make it look awesome, and everyone went, "Nah." I gave it about an hour as a mate wanted to co-op on it, but had to trade it in. What a pile of old hole. Interesting face. Check out the replay section in HMV next time you're in. Been in a couple recently, and there are piles of them. That's always a way to find out if a game is no good, is just go and look at the in-game or HMV where they've got the resale, trade-in section. And if there are loads of a game, quite a new game, you don't want to touch that with a dirty stick.
Ian Brown does say, why as gamers are we always sucked in by the hype surrounding new games such as Brink, Duke Nukem and Homefront?
I'm a sucker for posters, honestly. It's like there was a game about Korea or something. Homefront.
Oh, Homefront, yeah.
And I thought, those posters look awesome.
Yeah.
And then I just read reviews and it was a stinker. My rule of thumb for films is if a film is being advertised on a phone box, then it's probably not very good. 'Cause you get these phone boxes and they're always. You go and look at some films that are being advertised on phone boxes. Always stinkers.
Really?
I wish there was a similar way of judging video games. Very quickly, David Turner's. Have you guys played any Tiny Tower? I don't know Tiny Tower.
It's a
It's
little
an
iPhone
game.
What is it like? What?
I've never played it either, but it has been getting a lot of. I've heard a lot of people talk
You build
about
a tower.
Is it the one where you drop the blocks on it?
Each floor you have to build a different business.
Oh, okay.
As you go up, it's like a management type game, like Sim Tower,
Right.
basically. And I think what. David Turner.
David is addicted to it.
Yeah, it's one of those games that also has a business model attached to it. Where if you want to get ahead in the game, you can buy extra stuff with real money.
Okay.
And there's quite a lot of these games that are around.
He's
now,
questioning
really.
the ethics. When it has a real money microtransaction shop, you have to question how ethical it is. That weird thing.
The other thing about these Facebook games, they're all like, buy some more sheep or buy some more, I don't know, fish for your aquarium. One of my friends has got a daughter. She's bankrupting him. Daddy, can I have another fish? Can I have
I've never played a Facebook game. I don't want to join in your mafia wars or your Farmville or any of that nonsense.
No, that's not why I use Facebook now.
Weirdos. But on a side note, kind of referring to what David was saying, the Apple's App Store has hit 15 billion downloads. Billion downloads. That's insane.
It's one of those numbers you just can't quite.
Each. My app has. I've got an app. It's had about 3,000 downloads. Jeez, come on, guys, pull your finger out. It's a little bit more than that. But go and download the Ian Lee Show app. About 15 billion.
That is mad. And they put the prices up.
How many of them have actually been used as well? How many times you download an app and it just sits there on the phone, like gradually gather.
The best apps I got a brilliant app the other day, Super 8 Film, and it makes it look like you've got a Super 8 camera.
I like those.
It's awesome, man. So it looks like you're shooting old. You can set it from like 20s, 60s, 70s, and it looks like the kind of films that my gran used to take. So we're taking films of the boy, and it looks like a proper.
It's a bit like that Hipstamatic one, which is a camera, which is awesome. I love that.
It's funny how, because Hipstamatic, I remember being at a gig about a year ago, and everyone was taking pictures, but on Hipstamatic. And it's funny how something as simple as that
oh, definitely, because you can get new lenses, new films, new flashes, and you know, it's really it's great to take photos on it.
I think that's our business done for today. Would you like to remind us, Nick, of the Facebook page one more time?
Will do.
Please.
It's facebook.com/MSN Gamecast.
And your homework is we want a plot for Space Invaders and a cast list and a tagline. The best one will receive a signed copy of Duke Nukem for the Xbox 360 as played by me once.
Results.
And like us as well on the Facebook.
Oh yeah,
page,
do come and like us. Yeah, you know, but you don't just come and have a little look. Come and like us and spread the word. Pass it on. Would be very nice. You can get the podcast from iTunes. You can subscribe to it on that, and from the MSN homepage.
Go to MSN Games, which is games.uk.msn.com. And you can download it directly.
What's the hashtag on Twitter? Because I did one and it took me to something else.
Yeah, it's hashtag MSN Gamecast.
It is, okay, because Gamecast is like some American...
ESPN have nicked it off of us for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
Our legal team are in discussions, but I think it's one... a legal team, it's a bloke called Steve who's on the phone going, you can't use it, but I think we may lose that battle. So hashtag us, MSN Gamecast. And also, we want to come up with... This is it. We want to come up with a rumour that we want to put on the internet, and we want to get it... If we get it into one magazine or on one website that isn't our own... Success. So you can hashtag that. You can go to the Facebook page and we'll pick one that is believable but ridiculous, and we will make it fact.
Yeah, and if it's your rumour, we'll think of something even better than a signed copy of Duke Nukem.
We'll send you a picture of the signed copy of Duke Nukem as played once by me. There we go. Verity, good luck with your UFC challenge. I hope you win £1,000 and go to Vegas.
Something tells me I may not, but yeah, thanks for
that. Nick, you all right?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Ta-ta.
Gamecast from MSN.